Hello everyone, it's Destiny, and Zibai will be releasing very soon, and after pulling for Ineffa as well as Columbina, I am in desperate need of more Primogems. So today I'm going to try farming 5,000 Primogems within a couple of days in preparation for Zibai's banner. Before we get into today's video, I'd love to know which character you pulled or plan to pull in the current patch, or if you're even potentially waiting for Varka next patch. Lastly, if you'd like to see more Genshin Impact content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. Before starting, my Primogem count is sitting at 942 Primogems and 0 intertwined fates. I would like to get above 5,000 Primogems and also getting any intertwined fates along the way for Zibai. I started by doing my commissions and grabbing one intertwined fate from the May Fortune Find You login event. And I head over to Fontaine for the Shutter Flash memory event, where I have to take photos of characters in different areas. Starting with our first two characters we had to take photos of, it was Noelle and Eula. Noelle wasn't available due to some quests, so I'll have to do those before taking photos of her, so I head over to Eula first. I absolutely loved the photo of Eula. It was just so pretty and elegant, and I feel like that would describe Eula in general. And afterward, I decided to do Eula's story quest to get to know her more, and Noelle for some reason wasn't available because of this quest, which looking back at it, I have no clue why Noelle was not available because of this specific quest. I think Noelle was just being a little bit camera shy. The quest was pretty interesting to go through though. I got to learn more about how Eula is perceived in Mondstadt and her family. And Eula also saved us from freaking getting sniped in the head. And one thing I have to say is, vengeance will be mine. I feel like I don't say that phrase as well as Eula does, but also one thing I have to mention during this quest, why does Eula's uncle walk so slow? He walked so slow to the point where Paimon even mentioned how slow he's walking. After finishing the story quest though, it gave a decent amount of Primogems, and there were a couple of chests along the way that I opened as well. I was finally able to take a photo of Noelle for the event and claimed an additional 40 Primogems. Now it was time for Spiral Abyss, as Spiral Abyss just reset, which means more Primogems. I head over and attempted Spiral Abyss, and I was able to 36-star Spiral Abyss, resulting in 600 Primogems and some more goodies. Columbina and Ineffa helped quite a lot for being able to have an easier time with the latest Abyss, and I would say overall gave a great boost to my account. And at the end of the day, I gained around 1,100 Primogems. So a pretty strong start, especially with the help of the Spiral Abyss reset. The next day, I did my commissions and took photos of Kazuha and Yae, and I realized I actually forgot to do Ineffa and Columbina's trials for additional Primogems, so I made sure to do that as well before starting another quest. I had a bunch of quests I can do, and I decided to do Illuga's story quest as I was interested in him as a character, and it would let me explore the new Nodcry area and allow me to open more chests along the way. It also feels like Nodcry gives out a lot of exquisite and precious chests, or just like the higher quality chests in general, and that's great for me as that means more Primogems to collect. Story quest was an interesting quest to play through, and it was really cool to see Flynn's near the beginning and learning more about Illuga as a character as well. I also got to play with him a bit on my team too, since there is a section where you could actually trial him as a character, which also allowed you to view his kit as well. I love the ending of this quest, and all I have to say is I would give Illuga a bunch of hugs. He absolutely deserves them. I definitely recommend playing this quest if you haven't already. This quest also gave me a bunch of Primogems, especially with all the chests along the way. This quest did take me about 2 days to go through, as I took a break on the first day of playing it, so for the following day I did my commissions as always, and took photos of the next batch of characters for the event, being Nilou and Cyno. I also have to mention I absolutely love Nilou's design, she is such a pretty character. Afterward, thanks to the exploration I did throughout Illuga's story quest, I was able to upgrade my Nodcry statue for an additional 100 Primogems, and decided to challenge some of the latest Valiant Chronicles that were added. They were pretty fun challenges, and I was able to get an additional 60 Primogems for now, and I was able to acquire more Primogems from achievements, about 60 as well there, and some Primogems from also viewing tutorials. As of the end of day 3, we're at 3,247 Primogems and 5 intertwined fates. As for day 4 and 5, I finished up the Shutter Flash event and I was taking a look at Imaginarium Theater's Visionary mode. I was able to challenge hard mode this time around as I had enough characters due to the elements being Pyro, Electro, and Hydro. And these were elements I had a decent amount of characters for that were level 70 or above. As for Visionary mode, I would need 4 more characters to level 70 in order to challenge it. So I debated whether or not I should level up 4 characters to level 70 in an attempt to challenge Visionary mode. This would supply me with a good amount of Primogems though, so after some consideration, I decided to go for it. I focused on upgrading Aino, Mona, Xiangling, and Auron to level 70. Many were already level 50 or 60, so they wouldn't be too difficult to get to 70, while Auron was level 1. But I already had some of his materials he would need. The process went pretty smoothly until I had to ascend Mona. The mushrooms were a bit of a pain in the butt since I felt like I needed new glasses from how many times I would miss them while climbing up people's houses. At this point, they definitely went to Jean with noise complaints from how many times I had to go up the buildings. And there was also the Oceanid boss. This boss isn't difficult, but it's just very time consuming, which I had to wait for it to spawn the enemies I had to fight, which were pretty easy to defeat, but I do wish I could just literally shoot the Oceanid out of the air and then have Ineffa lunar charge it until it vanished so I could quickly claim the material I needed for Mona's ascensions. After about 30 to 40 minutes of grinding, I was able to send each of my characters to level 70 and it was time to challenge Visionary mode. I had a strategy going into this. I would try using up the trial characters early on while saving my strong hitters, such as Mavuika, Flins, Versa, and so on for later bosses. I also had a friend with a C6 Venti and I had Durin to use along with them, so that would be another option too for a strong combo against difficult enemies. This plan went pretty well, and after almost an hour, I was able to successfully beat Visionary mode for the very first time. And this meant more Primogems. I was pretty happy with the results and got another 580 Primogems plus some achievements as well. That wasn't all I had to challenge though, it was now time for Stygian. All I would need for the Primogems is to beat hard mode, and this was pretty easy to go through and I was able to get another 450 Primogems. Afterward, I head back to Nodcry and found a puzzle I could do involving a bunch of Sealies, and there were a nice amount of chests along the way for doing all the puzzles for them. For day 6 and 7, I claimed the final rewards for the login event, did more commissions, and head over to Netlin for my little buddy Bob. Bob wanted an alpaca friend, and I was determined to get Bob a new friend. Some of the alpacas had beef with Bob already, they weren't very nice, but we did find an alpaca with a nice hat. A very cool hat in my opinion. We helped this alpaca up and now Bob and Hat Alpaca are friends, so mission accomplished and we got more Primogems by doing this. I also noticed in my inventory I had a key for a shrine in Nodcry, so I head over to Nodcry to find a shrine and this got me an additional 80 Primogem. I wanted to upgrade my Nodcry statue again for another 100 Primogems, so I hunted down Lunaculus in the new Nodcry area and there was a bunch of them, so it's pretty easy to find a bunch to upgrade my statue. Afterward, I head to this little area surrounded by water in Nodcry and I was a little confused as to how to approach this puzzle, but eventually I was able to figure it out and was rewarded with more chests. At the end, I was sitting at 5,502 Primogems and 12 intertwined fates within 1 week, totaling to about 8 to 9 hours of grinding. This was definitely shorter than my last time grinding around this many Primogems, but with being able to get Primogems from all 3 endgame modes, that definitely helped out with this process, and all of the chests from exploring the new areas in Nodcry helped out quite a lot as well for getting more Primogems for Zibai. Soon we'll also be able to get an additional 10 pulls before her banner as well, so I'm hoping for the best for my Zibai pulls once she's here, and I'm also hoping to get a lot of constellations for Aino, Illuga, and Goro. Stay tuned for my Zibai pulling video and let me know if you're excited for Zibai or if you'll be skipping. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.